The cold February of European football is set ablaze with an incredibly enticing clash. Real Madrid faces Manchester City in the Champions League playoffs. If, a decade ago, no one would have thought that this encounter could become one of the most dramatic matches in Europe. Now it has become a European derby in the truest sense. As Pep Guardiola once acknowledged, this is the fourth consecutive season that these two clubs have met in the most prestigious club competition, making them true rivals of the Champions League. However, unlike previous encounters, both Real Madrid and Man City enter this match with significant concerns. They are no longer in the devastating form of last season, replaced by inconsistency, heavy personnel losses, and even instability in form. Can Real Madrid recreate the miraculous comeback of 2022? Or will Man City continue to inflict nightmares on the Spanish team as they did in 2023? The upcoming showdown is not only a clash between two of Europe's proudest teams but also a crucial tactical test for Carlo Ancelotti. As Real seemingly decides to use an attacking quartet of Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrygo, and Bellingham, the question is whether this arrangement will truly provide an advantage or become a dangerous gamble against a well-organized Man City. Real Madrid encountered a similar problem when using this attacking quartet against Barcelona in the 2-5 defeat in the Spanish Super Cup. The main reason stemmed from the imbalance between attack and defense. Real Madrid has built a formidable attack with a combination of world-class talents. Mbappe brings speed, sharpness, and elite finishing ability. Vinicius is increasingly improving his dribbling skills and creating breakthroughs. Rodrygo shows flexibility and sharpness in taking advantage of opportunities. Bellingham, although a midfielder, his ability to join the attack and score goals is second to none. The above combination helped Real Madrid create numerous chances in the match against Atletico Madrid, especially in the second half. When all four players start together, Real has more options to approach the goal, increasing the pressure on the defense and making it difficult for the opponent to mark them. Statistics show that Real Madrid's attacking efficiency improves significantly with this quartet. The Madrid derby witnessed an explosion in the second half, when Real fired 8 shots on target compared to 0 in the first half, along with 11 scoring opportunities created. This partly explains why Ancelotti continues to place his trust in this quartet in the upcoming crucial clash with Man City. Despite possessing an excellent attack, Real has not truly dominated the big opponents this season. They lost important matches against Milan, Liverpool, Athletic Bilbao, and especially 2 heavy defeats against Barcelona. These results show that the Spanish capital club still has problems in balancing attack and defense. The decision to use the attacking quartet means that Real may have to sacrifice solidity at the back. Ancelotti had considered dropping one of these 4 stars to regain balance. But Rodrygo's impressive form in recent times has led him to continue maintaining the system. This poses a difficult problem when facing a Man City with superior ball control ability. Real has lost Carvajal, Militao, Alaba, and Rudiger to injury, forcing Ancelotti to bring Tchouaméni back to play as a makeshift center-back, while Valverde can play at right back. Such a patched-up defensive system will be a weakness that Man City will exploit. Former midfielder Steve McManaman believes this is a great opportunity for Erling Haaland to score against Real Madrid for the first time in his career. Real are no longer the same as last season. They are torn apart by defensive problems. If you have a goal-scoring machine like Haaland facing a patched-up defensive system, that's a dream scenario for Man City. Another problem is the defensive support capabilities of the attacking quartet. In the match against Atletico, Ancelotti asked the attacking players to contribute more in defense. However, only in the second half did they truly carry out those instructions. This is not enough when facing a team with good control like Man City. As for City, they are still a formidable team, but their recent form is not entirely convincing. The 1-0 victory against Leyton Orient in the FA Cup recently showed a Man City that lacks stability, lacks control, and no longer maintains the dominance they once had. Injuries are also heavily affecting City. Rodri suffered a cruciate ligament rupture, causing Man City's midfield to lose a key anchor. Pep Guardiola even regrets letting Kyle Walker go to AC Milan. Now, he will have to face a Vinicius who is eager to prove himself. If Pep uses Matheus Nunes at right back, it could be a vulnerability that Real Madrid will exploit. Players like Mateo Kovacic and Josko Gvardiol were all unable to play in the most recent match. Meanwhile, Ruben Dias and John Stones have only just returned. Man City's defense, which has already had many problems since the beginning of the season, will face an extreme challenge against Real's fast-paced attack. Even so, Real cannot be complacent. Despite their fluctuating form, Man City still possesses world-class attacking players like Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, and Phil Foden, who can change the course of the game in just a moment. The 2023 semi-final is the clearest evidence when Man City crushed Real Madrid with a 4-0 score in a dominant performance at the Etihad. While both teams are facing their own problems, Man City's situation seems even worse. Since the end of October, they have only won 8 of 23 matches, an alarming number for a team that aims to win every title. The 1-5 defeat against Arsenal further raised doubts about City's real competitiveness. Meanwhile, although Real also had difficult times, they found a way to overcome them. Since their last defeat in the Champions League on November 27, Real has been unbeaten in 17 consecutive matches in all competitions, even though they just drew 1-1 against Atletico Madrid after a controversial VAR decision. Real still showed their mettle and ability to fight until the last minute, something that Man City has been lacking in many recent matches. Even so, Man City is still a team with the potential to explode, but their erratic performances don't mean they will be easily subdued. As they have shown in matches against Chelsea and Club Brugge, Man City can still create frightening moments when needed. And when Pep Guardiola has time to prepare, he always knows how to come up with the right tactics to neutralize the opponent. Continuing to use the quartet of Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrygo, and Bellingham could be a big gamble against Man City. Real can put pressure on the opponent's defense, which is experiencing major problems, but without adequate defensive support, they could fall into Guardiola's trap. Both Real and Man City enter this match with their own problems, but also with special weapons to finish off their opponent. One side has a fast attack and extraordinary comeback ability. The other side has the power of ball control and the ability to create tremendous pressure. In their 12 encounters, each team has had 4 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses. It is worth noting that since Pep Guardiola arrived at the Etihad, Man City and Real Madrid have faced each other in 5 of the last 6 seasons. And according to a strange pattern, the two teams always take turns winning. Man City fans believe that the omen of alternating victories between the two teams is a sign that Man City will be the winner again this time. But for those who believe in fate, one could also argue the opposite. Real has always come back strong after being defeated, and this time will be no exception. Pep Guardiola believes that nothing has been decided, and Man City can absolutely do something against Real Madrid. But just as the Madridistas believe in the Bernabeu miracle, Man City fans also await a different destiny to unfold at the Etihad. Will the Etihad become Real Madrid's graveyard again? Or will the White Vultures once again soar high to paint a glorious page in European history?